dress is done.
Oh,
Hey.
perfect. Hello. Can you guys hear
Can
me?
you hear me? Can you hear?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, amazing.
Hi.
Excellent.
This
Hi,
Danielle. This is
Danielle.
Kelly.
So
Hi,
nice to
Kelly.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks so much for coming on with me like this. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure, honey. I'm gonna take this. Get a
Oh,
better
yeah,
angle
just do
going
that.
for
Whatever.
me
Yeah, good angles. Nobody will see it, but I appreciate the good angle.
here. You don't need to be looking up my nose, Kelly, okay?
Right, always. So yeah, I'm gonna probably ask a couple of quick questions about just you coming back on the show and just ask where you've been all my life, like the past couple of years, because I missed you.
It has been a while.
Yeah, it sure has. So I just want to ask about that. But is there anything that you like specifically don't want me to touch upon or anything like that?
I
Not
don't
that
want to
not that
touch
I
on
need
like
to be honest.
past like any of the really bad stuff that we already got through.
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Like table flipping and stuff like that, that's fine.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
none of that the name calling stuff.
Yeah.
I don't need that back out there again.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
that makes total sense.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So that's about it. So whenever you are ready to start, we can get started.
Okay, do you need to see my face for this? Because if you do, this is not loud enough.
No, I don't need to see your face at all.
Okay, so you're gonna be looking into my ear now, babe. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. Here, let me see if I can.
Okay.
Is it quiet on my end? Am I like?
It's very
I'm
quiet.
trying to figure out what's going on here. I was recording on my own computer last night, so I was trying to. Hold on one sec. Let's see. So,
Yeah, we're on the loudest.
here, let me see.
Oh, wait.
How's this? Is this better?
No, it's about the same, babe.
It's the same. Let me see. How about this?
No, it's still about the same.
Same.
Yeah. Well,
I love your art in the back.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Okay. Well, I'm not so sure about the sound, but if you can hear me like a little,
Okay. I can put it to my ear. I just don't want to be rude and have
No, that's fine.
to my ear.
You're completely fine.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. It's just gonna be audio anyway.
Okay, honey.
Okay. So whenever you're ready to get started,
I am all set,
throw you
babe.
in. All right. All right, everybody. So we have another very special guest, as per usual. That is my MO, just special guests only. And this week, it's in the form of Danielle Staub from The Real Housewives of New Jersey. How are you, Danielle?
I'm really well, thank you.
I'm happy to hear it. So my first question to you is, where have you been? Because the show's not good without you. I hope you know that.
Oh my
Like,
God, I love you so much. Thank you.
I like the Housewives shows, and I watch them pretty religiously, I'd say. And I am a Jersey girl, so when Housewives of New Jersey was coming to fruition, I was very excited. And then once you were gone, I was like, well, these aren't my people anymore. What's going on? So how are you? How have you been?
I've been so incredible. I've raised both of my daughters through the high school, and one graduated college already. She graduated summa cum laude, and my little one is now a sophomore in college. So 19 and 23, almost 24 years old.
Oh my God.
They're doing incredibly well, and that's what I have been doing with all of my time. And then I spared a little time to start, a relationship, and I managed to get myself good and engaged.
Right.
Yes, number 20.
I was like, yes. For the 20th time.
Yes, for the 20th time. I got this down by now.
Yeah, like what is your secret? How are you getting all these engagements? Like what am I not doing that I need to start doing?
I'm thinking I need to write a guide.
Yeah, you absolutely
getting engaged. Yeah.
What would you say? I mean, I guess it's hard to compare because it's always different situations. What was the most like grandiose engagement you've ever had? Like just all like so much over the top, like the most ridiculous.
Well, that had to be probably my ex-husband, the father of my children.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it was just the ring was insanely big. And he just was bigger than life about, proposing to me. But I think you guys will get to see the most beautiful proposal I've ever had this season.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's perfect.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for everybody to meet him too.
I know. And
he's a great guy.
What is his name again? He's got a good name.
I know. His name is Marty Caffrey.
Marty Caffrey. Love it. Marty's so in right now.
He is. It is so in.
That's incredible. What
He
so
was
as
go
far
ahead.
as your daughters, I know that I feel like they've been able to take a break during some pivotal years where you like weren't on TV. So do you think that taking this break was helpful with that? I feel like that's probably a it was probably
Oh,
gonna
absolutely.
like take a lot of pressure off.
100%. I mean, I suffered financially, but I would do it all over again the same way to make sure that they felt safe and
Definitely.
secure. And I basically kept away from it for them,
Hmm.
for the betterment of them. It wasn't,
That
you
makes sense.
know, it wasn't a difficult decision to make once your children look at you and say, "Mommy, please don't go back yet,
Hmm.
please."
Of course.
And then when they graduated, the last one graduated from high school, that's when I was like, okay, I'm ready. And so we were filming during my daughter's first year of college. And then she came back near the end for this season. So now she's in college again. So she's in her second year. And I feel like they couldn't have gotten to the point where they're at with their friendships and questioning whether friendships were really real in their lives or not,
Yeah.
or if it was because people wanted to find out about their mom or just get to know me. They really enjoyed being able to just be a family and a little bit of privacy again.
Definitely.
But now they're understanding that mommy loves what she does. And I came back because I love what I do. And I love the fans. I love the viewers. I love Bravo. Bravo's my home. And when daddy welcomes you home, you don't go anywhere. You just go home.
That's true. And it also too, like I said, in this time, specifically the years that they've grown up, like kind of being a little bit away from it. They've, shaped as people, and so they don't have to really listen to or be influenced by like the fake friends or whatever that come along and forget that that's like your mom they're talking about. Like they want to come in and they're like, "Oh my God, did you see Housewives last night? Like I can't believe that Danielle," or something like that. It's like, well, that's my mom. You can't like, sure you like this TV show, but
They do that all the time
don't forget.
anyway. Even Jillian, she's in
Really?
college now, and
Oh, that's so annoying.
it's going on. And they had like costumes for sorority parties, and one of them was me. And
You're joking.
my Jillian did not think that that was very funny.
I mean, no,
And she
it's
told them, she
annoying.
goes, "You know who I am. You know that's my mom." And I take it very personally. And they don't cross that line. I believe in my heart nobody did that with ill intentions, but they
Right.
couldn't quite possibly understand that that's for the kids on these shows. It's
Mm-hmm.
not really what they want, you know.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
want it, we do it, but our kids they kind of get stuck there.
Yeah.
So I think that their relationships were formed beautifully as a result of me leaving. And I think that they're finding their way. It's different when you have a co pilot or somebody co parenting with you.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're the only thing that they have, you want to make sure that they feel safe. And
Yeah.
so I did what I felt was best for my kids, and they really appreciated it. Would they love me to never go back? Uh-huh. But they know that this is my calling and this
Right.
is what I love, and that I love them just as much, more than ever. Still has to do what mommy wants to do as well in my
Yeah.
life. And this is for
Exactly.
me. This is my calling. And you're going to see them. They're tiptoeing back in. You'll see
Yeah, of
them.
course. I feel like, after a while, it's you embrace what's going on, you embrace the positives of it, and then and then it's a fun thing. It's fun for everybody.
It's much more fun this season. I have to tell you, I never had a good time in seasons 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I'm
well, I
having a
mean,
blast
I
now.
always I always say that I'm like you got the worst end of the stick like a lot of the
Whew,
time I feel.
did I ever?
Now, yeah, and now I
That
feel
stick
like
was really pointy too.
yeah, tell me about it. And so I feel like you coming back, first of all, is great because everybody, it's kind of different. Like everything's kind of shaken up. Everybody's grown. Everybody's different, and have been experiencing this for so many years. And now you're coming back, and you're like, you know what? This is my new chance. This is my new spot for you guys to see, who I am, what's going on. What do you
Absolutely.
what do you think was like the moment you decided to come back?
I definitely, Andy and I have been communicating over the years, and I came down to the 11th hour at one point, one season. I think it was season 4, and I just couldn't do it because I was kind of scared, to be honest with you. Same
Mhm.
players were there and in place, and I thought, well, no, I just don't feel safe about it. And my kids didn't feel safe about it, and I felt bad about that. But I think what happened this time was a combination of Andy staying in touch with me, showing me by talking about me on the shows and on Watch What Happens Live and at the reunions that he wants me back.
Mhm.
And I just needed for one or more of the ladies to make me feel like they wanted me back. And when Teresa reached out to me, it had nothing to do with the show. But when she reached out and she apologized to me, who would know that, you know, a few months later, she'd be like, listen, you need to come back. We need to do this. We both
Mhm.
need to do this, and we need to do this together. And yeah, that's the main reason I came back. It's because I knew that she would have me and
Yeah,
that we needed to put a message out there for no other reason for our daughters, for all of our daughters to see,
completely.
look what your mommies have done. We've mended our ways, we're healing our ways. We're not perfect, but we're trying and to be humble about it. So I think it was more about our kids than anything else that we needed to do this. And I want everyone to keep that in mind. Like we are
Totally.
mothers, everyone should keep that in mind.
Yeah, I
So
feel.
knowing how important it was to her
Mhm.
and how important it was to me and for her to see my heart and me to see hers, I think the whole world is gonna, anyone that watches is gonna say, wow, this is the real deal. Like they're really doing this together and their kids are gonna benefit from it 100%.
Totally. Also, and adding to that, I think people forget a lot of the time that you guys, I mean, you're being filmed all the time. Like, obviously, it's happening, but you still had lives before this. You still had these friendships like
Mm-hmm.
outside of the cameras and all this other stuff. And so it's easy to lose sight of like a very good friendship because of some of the things, that have happened on TV or just certain situations arise and everybody gets upset and everything's kind of blown out of proportion and it molds into something, that no one even thought it would be. And then you take a step back and you realize, you know what, actually, none of that was that big of a deal. And we all just need to take a breath and apologize and calm down. I feel like,
Yeah, apologies are big with me. I
yeah.
can't speak for everybody, but if someone genuinely apologizes to me and I really feel they're genuine,
Hmm.
I can start from there.
Yeah,
I can't let go 100% until, time has passed by, but my arms are wide open from that moment on.
completely.
They really are. My heart takes a few minutes to catch up
Mhm.
and a few beats to catch up, but the rest of it falls into place beautifully and naturally.
Yeah, I think that.
Apologies are everything. It's the two of the hardest words in any language are I'm sorry.
Oh,
And I find they're the most important in any language as well.
what do you think is probably took the longest for you to overcome on the show? Like as far as either receiving apologies or just, chit chatter
Being
or anything
attacked,
like that,
being attacked,
just in general? Yeah. I mean, it has to
being
be.
attacked and being scared of that. And Teresa totally, has been talking me through it because she and I have been here from the beginning.
Hmm.
The rest of the ladies are wonderful, but we had those moments. None of them were there for.
Hmm.
And so she and I know when we look at each other now, we know where we've been and what we've done. And it made us fast forward into probably a deeper connection at this point in our lives with what she's gone through, with what I've gone through in my life, and our daughters and setting examples. But I think the biggest thing was when she kept telling me, and you'll see things unfold in our relationship, a lot of beautiful things unfold this season. She told me, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Because I was afraid of Dolores. I can't lie.
I mean,
In in
anyone
this
would be.
episode
I feel like,
tonight, it's like I really poked the bear,
yeah.
you know and I did so with confidence, knowing I was speaking the truth. So I thought the worst thing can happen is I'll get yelled at for saying something that was said to me in private,
Hmm.
but I didn't realize it would be denied. But always remember, if I'm going to say something, I can back it up. So
Yeah, I feel like
I just don't think that it was the hardest part was being able to be brave enough to say what I needed to say without getting the same things happen to me in the past.
hmm
And once I had that trust in place, um, from that point on, I felt confident, and I get a lot more confident throughout the season with just being able to be me without having to be chased out of a venue or
Yeah, I
or
mean
worse.
that's an
I mean,
incredible way to feel and an amazing mindset to go into it that way as well. I feel like trust is probably a big you know,
big issue for me.
Big
it's
issue.
a really big issue for me.
Big issue. And also, you know, those you do trust are you hold dearly. You know, those are
very close to me,
those are
and
the
I
people
cherish
that are
my
your people.
friendships now more than ever.
Definitely.
And that started to happen when I allowed my friends to come back in, because I didn't allow a lot of my friends around me for seasons 1 and 2 because I was afraid something might happen to them. You know, that was happening to me because they were attached to me, or someone would know that they were attached to me. So I was trying to protect them, but what I realized is I was pushing them away. So I would go through it alone because I was too embarrassed.
Right.
And now I've reconnected with each and every one of them, some of them 40, 50-year relationships that I just feel so alive again. And I feel so happy in my life. So I'm not pushing people away anymore. I'm just growing my friendships.
That makes me so happy to hear. I feel like you're really killing it right now.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I'm not afraid to bring it now. That's for sure.
Well, no, you shouldn't be. And I feel like the first time around, you know, you weren't either. And I feel like all these people.
No, I wasn't. I just didn't expect all of that to happen in seasons 1 and 2. Who could have expected for me to be able to speak my mind and have grown women, you know, respond that way? Woof.
Don't get me started about that.
Oh my God.
The juvenile reactions I've seen, not even just on like Housewives. I'm talking about, you know, real life. I'm shocked. I see something on TV and I'm like, you know what? It's TV. It's probably like a little blown out of proportion, whatever. And then I see it literally happening like with my own friends or with, you know, friends, whatever. Like,
we're just a catalyst to that. You can see us doing it, but then you're like, wait, this really happens?
Yeah.
It makes it harder.
It's so nuts.
Then you realize it might be really happening on these shows too, where someone feels completely alone and targeted, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't think that that's the case anymore at all. I feel like we need to get a message out there for all mean girls. Have your drama, have your fun, poke the bears, pick at each other. But hey, at the end of the day, you don't have to be singing Kumbaya, but make the fuck up. Make up.
Oh, yeah. 1 billion.
Show everybody what an adult would do, and that is, okay, we're going to move on from this eventually, so let's move on from it now. Say you're sorry. I'm sorry. And then move on.
Completely. It all comes down to, you know, just the level of self-awareness you have. I feel like I'm a big advocate for like self-awareness. I feel like I'm definitely not some kind of saint. Like I'm like for sure mean to people. Like I don't, but a lot of the times, you know, I'll be mean and I'm not thinking about how that's affecting somebody. And then later on, I'm like, wow, that was bitchy. I'm sorry for being bitch.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was.
I mean, we all have those moments. I mean, I have my meltdown moments too in privacy, but and if a friend's around and I look at their head hanging down because of what I just did, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry I did that in front of you.
Right.
And it's not you, and I'm sorry if I snapped, but you know, and then I'm fine for a minute. Hey, listen, I'm 55. I'm a little hormonal sometimes.
Yeah, it's like break.
I mean, I get all dressed to go someplace and all of a sudden I start getting hot and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm sweating. I got to take everything off. You can't walk out the door yet.
We're not going.
There's the reason that I'm usually late.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's just par for the course. I do that too. And I have no excuse. Like I'll get overwhelmed because like my eyeliner doesn't look good. I'm like, oh my God.
No, that's the worst. How about when your eyebrows are uneven?
It's the worst.
That's why I have to have my Natalie Sky with me, my Natalia. She has to be with me to do my brows because let's face it, no one faced more scrutiny for their eyebrows than I did.
Oh my God, that's actually.
And they're still saying things about, you know, lifts. And I've never had plastic surgery anywhere except for my boobs. And I've had Botox, massive amounts of Botox. I love Botox.
I like want Botox right now. I don't know what I need, but I need it.
I just love it. And I'm not going to say I look perfect. I'm just going to say I'm comfortable with the way I look. When I'm ready to have a mini lift, I'm about ready to have one. I'm seeing things, especially when you're on camera again. I'm like, ugh, what's that? Oh my God, I'm old. I stand next to Teresa, who's just so beautiful, and Melissa, who's so beautiful and young and perky. And I go, ugh, I'm just disgusting. I really need to go do something.
Please. Don't even start with me. That's a lie.
But I mean, the fact that people thought that I had all these things done to my face, I thought was hilarious. But they're still convinced of it. I mean, when I find out what these surgeries are, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh
really?
Yeah, my favorite thing in the world is when you pick up like Us Weekly or one of those kind of magazines, and they're like, we have Dr. So-and-so weighing in on all of the plastic surgery that this celebrity's got.
Yeah.
And they just
there was one. I think there was an article recently on that where they did what I had to ask my doctor, Dr. Kassir, who was on, season 1 with me. I did Botox with him, and then he helped me find, the correct surgeon to fix my augmentation. I mean, remember, I didn't just want a boob job. I had problems with my boobs.
Yeah, right.
It was nice of them, to Ashley and them, to make fun of that for me. Yeah, that was awesome. I'm sure Karma will be a real big bitch in their house, but just saying. But I asked him what it was that they described, some kind of endoscopy brow lift, and I'm like, so they go through my nose? Really?
It makes
Honestly,
no sense.
I mean, I'm not sure I really ever would want that done. I have my brows are fine. And when Natalie touches them, they're perfect. So.
I swear these people, they just make shit up. Like that's not real. What is that? Like
I mean, for a doctor or a plastic surgeon to say something like that was a little bit bad. I gotta say, I have no respect for whoever that doctor is, and he will never be Instagrammed by me.
Forget it. Yeah, sorry if you wanted to end up on my Instagram, you're not getting.
Yeah, you might not want to be talking about what I had done to my face until you were there.
Yeah,
unless you were there.
What is it like? What is it like? I guess so. You have like your makeup girl now. What is it like? Kind of just being able to get glammed up all the time now.
Getting back in the game. I didn't have them during the season, but I have them now, and I'm telling you what, they tried. Everyone tried, but I was like so not trusting anybody still all season. Now I'm like, oh my God, where's Gianna, my hair girl? And where's Nat? My, oh my God, I need makeup and I need hair. I'm lost without them, literally.
That's so funny.
Like, we all cuddled last night. We stayed in the city.
That's like my goal.
And we cuddled.
I need someone to follow me around and like do my hair and like make sure
it's fabulous. It's fabulous to have people following you around and fixing everything. I mean, I missed everything about this business. When I say everything, I mean everything. But I'm surrounding myself with the right people. Even my glam team, I was very cautious about who, what, where, when, and why, because I wanted to make sure they authentically loved me, not just wanted to be around me for other reasons. Like, they authentically love me, these girls, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for them. And my PR team and Bravo PR, all of it, everybody. I mean, there's nothing but love.
Well,
and it feels good, and I feel confident in that.
It certainly seems like you've found the right people finally.
It takes a little time sometimes, right?
Yeah. It really does. It really does. And I'm very happy to see how well things are going.
Thank you, honey. You're going to keep watching and make sure you see all of it.
Oh, obviously. Right? I told you I'm back on the wagon because you're there. That's the only.
I love you. The only Thank you.
So,
you're so sweet.
So it's Wednesday nights at 9, right?
Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Everyone should be following me on all my accounts are verified on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, because I update every single day. I'm on there live. I do live chats. I do questions. I love to interact, so everyone should follow. If they really want someone to interact with them, I will. Totally.
Excellent. Perfect. I'm going to start interacting with you all the time. You just made a mistake.
Thank you. Yay. I love that.
I'm never going to leave you alone. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much, Danielle, for talking to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sweetheart. You have a blessed day.
You too. Talk to you later.
Bye, love.
Bye.
She's a sweetheart.
Isn't she great? Kelly.